And hello everybody, welcome back to Tousi TV, your global news channel. I am your host Dan, and today we're going to be discussing the incident that has occurred in South Belfast as a residential street was evacuated after an explosive device has been found. Now this story did break yesterday, and you've probably seen a lot of these images circulate social media, of course causing a lot of alarm. And naturally a lot of speculation did take place. However, there has been a major update with regard to this incident, and whilst it was being dubbed as a suspicious package was found, we can now confirm that an actual explosive device has been found. We're going to be going through this incident and going through the latest update on what this means and what's been found and all of the rest of it. But as always, guys, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get involved in the live chat. We'll be taking comments a little bit later on. So the incident itself and what we were told yesterday was that, of course, a man had been arrested in an ongoing security alert in South Belfast. Bomb disposal teams had been in attendance at Empire Street, where residents had been evacuated and police cordons were in place. The public had been advised to avoid the area, and a man in his 50s had been arrested and remains currently in police custody. An update that we received later on in the afternoon yesterday, of course, from the South Belfast Area Commander Chief Inspector Mark Conway, was that following the discovery of a suspicious object in the area, officers have commenced a public safety operation. A number of homes have been evacuated and motorists are advised to avoid the area. We thank residents for their understanding as we continue to keep the local community safe. One man aged in his 50s has been arrested as a part of the investigation and remains in police custody. So that was the update that we received yesterday, and of course a lot of speculation started to emerge the early hours of this morning, late last night when the information was released that of course it could have been, or it was, Islamists that lived there, and it was a part of an Islamist organization. However, just to clarify, ladies and gentlemen, the update that we have from the police is that online speculation is currently false. But again, you can't necessarily blame the British public from speculating on incidents such as this following the Southport situation. However, as stated, guys, there has been an update this morning, literally an hour ago, with regard to it. And whilst it was said that it was a suspicious package and the bomb disposal team had been called in, it has now been confirmed that it was actually an improvised grenade or improvised explosive device that was found. So this is the latest update. Police will remain at the property in Empire Street, Belfast, this Thursday morning, which was the focus of a security alert on Wednesday. The scene has been reduced and evacuated residents have now returned home after a suspicious object, believed to be an improvised grenade, was made safe and removed by ATO. A man in his 50s was arrested as a part of the investigation and remains in custody, and police inquiries are currently continuing. Following this, the PSNI Chief Inspector Mark Conway said, "Our investigation is at an early stage. However, we are aware of inaccurate online speculation regarding this alert, and we advise the public not rely on such sources of their information. Once again, we thank the community for the patience and cooperations while we carried out this public safety operation. A further update will be provided in due course." So that is the latest update on this incident from what we have this morning. But of course, a lot of distressing images and a lot of worry in the South Belfast area. Now, again, some people would say with Belfast, it can be either or. Belfast is no, stranger to seeing these kind of incidents happen. If you look back in history, recent history, of course, with explosive devices and all these kinds of things. However, we can't really get an understanding of just what was going on until this police investigation has concluded. But as you can see there in that statement, they're stating that the false speculation that was going viral on X last night or in the early hours of this morning was just merely inaccurate so far. So again, we'll have to wait until a police investigation is carried out on this one, but either way, very, very distressing nonetheless. A residential street being evacuated after an improvised explosive device or an improvised explosive grenade was found. Bomb disposal teams and all of the rest of it in attendance on Empire Street. So yeah, really, really scary stuff. But again, just to clarify, the inspector, the chief inspector, is stating that current inaccurate online speculation is false. So we'll have to wait for a further update. But guys, as always, do let me know your thoughts on this one down in the live chat. I'm about to jump in for you guys in a moment. Take some comments, bring them up on the screens. I can see a super chat coming in, so thank you so much for that as well. We'll also be going through non-super chats, so yeah, do get your thoughts and opinions on this situation down there in the live chat. Let's go through this comment here. We've got a £5 donation, of course, from Ivan Cowling. Thank you so much for your donation, first and foremost. He says, if they don't want speculation, they should give details, but as usual, they keep us in the dark. I mean, Ivan's definitely got a point there, but of course, an investigation is being carried out, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the thing is with Belfast, though, is it can go one or two ways. You know, it's in terms of Belfast does have a history of these kind of incidents taking place within their country. Northern Ireland, beautiful country, by the way. But they do have a history of this kind of stuff, and of course their own terrorist organisation that used to terrorise Belfast at some point, and the UK in general, of course, with the IRA. So again, not to say that can't be rubbished as a thing as well. So again, if we can't really speculate because the investigation's ongoing. However, usually, again, it would probably be one of two things if it was in Northern Ireland. So yeah, take of that what you will. Let's have a little look here again. We've got a comment here as well. Sorry, I am unable to read your name there, buddy. But he says, we will see a lot more of this sort of thing, unfortunately. Again, it's started to become a bit of a norm in terms of streets being evacuated, places being evacuated, even in mainland Britain, of course, with we've seen it with a few train stations, airports being evacuated before Christmas. So you're right, there's certainly a rise on certain suspicious packages. But of course, to this date, at this moment in time, none of these have, of course, been fatal, and they have been stopped. So you could say that the security alerts is effective and is working because they're stopping incidents from actually happening, which is absolutely great. Let's take a look at some more, guys. We've got another super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. AFC Man UK says 760,000 subscribers. Yes, 760,000 subscribers here on Tousi. I cannot take any responsibility for that. That's all Mayor's doing. So I'll send the congratulations. I'm sure he's watching. But yeah, everybody congratulate Mayor for getting to 760,000 subscribers. I think the big goal, though, is 1 million for the end of the year. So if there's any of you guys that haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. It would be absolutely amazing for this channel. But again, thank you so much for your £2 donation there, AFC Man UK. Let's take some more comments. Has anyone got any thoughts and opinions on this incident that's occurred in South Belfast as a residential street was evacuated? There's of course some more breaking news actually this morning as well. Now I don't know, I'm not going to dive into it too much, but it looks like there's a plane crash that has occurred, and a lot of people are feared to be dead in Washington, D.C. So a lot of breaking news this morning. So yeah, I'm starting to see that stuff emerge as well. Really, really saddening things. Of course, I think a plane collided with a helicopter above the American Capitol. So really, really sad stuff to see there. And a lot are feared dead at this moment in time with regard to that as well. Yeah, heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, there's been a lot of plane crashes recently across the world. Not something that happens too often, but of course we're starting to see quite a lot just over the last couple of months. Let's have a little look here again. Yeah, just an update on that one. AFC Man UK says a helicopter and plane hit each other just above the airport, apparently. Yeah, that's what's being said and what's being reported currently. And I mean, again, a lot. People saying no survivors in the live chat. Yeah, very, very sad news and absolutely heartbreaking. Really, really is. And as I said, I'm starting to see a lot of these aviation incidents take place across the world over the last couple of months, which is horrible. It's bad. Why is that chat not disappearing? There we go. There we go, Stan. Guys, keep the comments coming in. Let's get some more conversation. What are your thoughts on the incident, of course, in South Belfast? Again, what are you thinking with regard to it? Darkfell says, when was the crash? First I'm hearing it now. Now, again, this is not the story that I was necessarily reporting on as such, so I'm not clued up completely with the information with regard to it, but will have a little look for you guys just to keep you updated, as a lot of people aren't just hearing about this. But basically, a Washington DC plane crash, an American Airlines flight collided mid-air with a Black Hawk helicopter near Washington DC on Wednesday local US time while landing at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. This is almost the same type of incident that took place 43 years ago. Again, in terms of it, there's a lot feared dead at this moment in time. All 70 passengers and 4 crew on board died in the incident, along with 4 people in the vehicles on bridges below. So, yeah, I mean, this is still a breaking story as such, but again, a lot of information coming on there. I believe Mayor will be doing a full report as the day goes on, so make sure you have that notification bell on, and he'll bring you the latest update with regard to that plane crash. Another £2 donation from Ivan. Thank you so much for your generosity. He says, even with Northern Ireland's history, this is very sus. Yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing thing that just keeps on creeping up. I think Tousi TV's reported on a lot, if you look over the last 3 months, in terms of evacuations, bomb squads being called into places. Tousi TV has covered a lot of incidents, and whilst they've not been fatal, or nor has anyone got injured from them, it's still quite a lot of incidents that have been reported, and a lot of incidents that seem to be happening within this scale. Let's have a little look for some more. Kieran Smith says, we won't be told, of course, but seems a little ominous. Doesn't it improvise the explosive device IED at this moment in time? Again, I mean, I don't think it's usually a hobby. I mean, some people might have the hobbies of creating explosive devices, but again, it is very, very, very suspicious. Why would you be creating a grenade as such within your house? Again, it is very suspicious, but until we get the full investigation, we won't really know the full scale of the story as of yet. Let's take some more comments, guys. Sorry, I have a pen there, playing around with it. Let's have a little look. Angus says, I'm worried about my family in England. America woke up. Well, America, the United States, certainly is at the dawn of a new day. Things are starting to really take shape in the United States. A very, very exciting future for all living there. And hopefully does have a knock-on effect to the United Kingdom as well. And hopefully we'll start to see us sort our country out. But with this Labour government in charge at this moment in time, it just doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, and we're going to have to wait until 2029 to get these people out of the out of government before we start to see real change. But of course, I'm delighted for everybody in America at this moment in time as well. Let's take some more comments, guys, before we round up. Has anyone got anything of crazy note to point out on this incident? As stated, Mayor's got a lot to bring you. For those of you that are interested, of course, on the breaking news that's happened in Washington, DC with regard to the plane crash, that will be covered entirely by Mayor a little bit later on today. So again, make sure you do have those notification bells on. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. I have been Dan. This has been Tousi TV, and we are the media.